again, I don't have a cool transition, but like, you know, bro, Jubilee, I've taken a life. Ask me anything. I hope he was like in the military or a security guard or like anything like that. Anything like that.
If you were alone in a room with someone who's taken a life, what would you ask?
What did you use?
What's your name?
Oh, my name's Simon.
Hi, Simon. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, too.
What exactly happened?
He was in the military, bro. He has a 1,000-yard stare, I ain't gonna lie. Feel bad for bro now.
19. I got behind the wheel while intoxicated.
What was you thinking?
Oh.
I didn't have an opportunity to think.
Maybe not the military. Dang. Okay.
It was just like an moment, and then two of my friends passed away in my car.
Was it like the first time you
R.I.P.
drove?
It was not. I was 19 at the time. I mean, I didn't do it every single day or every weekend, but I think I did it maybe 5 or 6 times.
What did you get
Dang.
convicted with?
Aggravated DUI. The aggravated DUI, I held more time, so they dropped the reckless homicide, just so I got more time.
Do you feel like the DA treated you fairly?
I just vividly remember the DA kind of trying to paint a picture of you like intentionally wanting to get behind the wheel when, you know, you never would have even contemplated it if that was a possibility that you know, you would have entered the car.
What is your relationship like with your parents? How did they handle what happened and what was their reaction to it?
My dad's always just been there for me. He's always been very supportive of anything I did. I mean, he's forgiven me.
W Dad.
Even if he was even mad at me, that was the second time I actually heard my dad cry. The first time was when my mom passed. And the second time was over the phone when I told him that I was at the hospital and that 2 of my friends passed away.
Dang,
He's always
bro.
been there for me, and that's somebody I could always go to regardless
W
of
Dad,
anything.
yo. Cause like, that's something like I don't really know how to feel about people who drive drunk. Like, it's just, you know. But obviously, he's a grown man now. He's not 19 anymore. You know, he served his time, I imagine. You know, and all that. He's probably grown a lot from it. So, you know, I'll give him the W. But I think it's hard for people to kind of cope with that after all of that. So it's cool that he has his dad and he can rely on him to kind of help him get through this, because he has to live with that for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? So that's actually cool.
That you keep in touch with today, that you're close to?
A lot of people just kind of wrote me off after I got out of prison, because I spent 8.5 years in the pen, and all the childhood friends that I did have, they never spoke to me again, and they kind of, I guess, just had a bad taste in their mouths just about what I did, and I guess they didn't want to associate me with them, which is perfectly fine. I totally understand it. The only person I spoke to was my dad.
I hope I don't sound rude when I ask this, but like,
No, just be open.
do you consider yourself a killer?
Do I consider myself a killer? Society's definition of a killer, I mean, is it premeditative? Is it something you wanted to do? If I could answer you, all I could tell you is I never meant to do it, and if I could change it, my life to theirs, I'd do it over and over again.
Understood. Sorry again if I...
No, it's all good, man.
Thank you.
What would you think then, after I answer like that? Am I a killer?
No, of course not.
What passed most of your time in prison?
Probably staring at a wall. There's not much you can do, unless you actually have a job that requires you to go outside your cell, which eventually I did become a cook. And that was like big for me, because it gave me routine, it gave me structure. There was a long time while I was in there that, you know, you just didn't.
That's something too that I was talking about before, like about his dad being there for him, because like prison really doesn't rehabilitate in the U.S., bro. Like, you can't do anything, bro. There's nothing to like make you get better when you go through something like that. You know, whether it was intentional or not, or whether it was, you know, non-violent crime or whatever. Like, there's really nothing that can make people better for real. You know what I mean? Like, jails, especially like state prisons, kind of feed off of repeat customers in a way. You know, if you get what I mean. Like, so it's really sad, bro. This is just a horrible situation.
Any point of going further because of the whole incident and just waking up with that?
Do you see yourself ever driving again?
That's on my bucket list, just kind of to get my license back and be able to drive, period. Even if I don't drive any, just having that is it just means something to me. I do get sometimes like a very anxious type of feel when I'm a passenger, and when somebody like brakes hard or something, and you kind of just feel almost a roller coaster type of feeling, and it makes me just feel a little bit anxiety. But as far as driving, I mean, I don't know yet.
Have you ever dreamed about that accident?
I have a reoccurring dream that I'm in a vehicle and I can't stop it, and it's just like an anxiety-driven type of deal. It's kind of like the flashback to being in the car and then being into the accident itself.
I'm an alcoholic. I've been sober for 3 years, but I've had a couple of DUIs. And my last DUI I had was in an accident. Thank God no one was hurt.
Absolutely.
But
Unfortunately, in today's society, you have to experience something to truly grasp the effect it could have on you.
Right. How's your mental health been since it's happened? How are you?
It's hard. Like as far as thinking you could have some type of normality in your life, just not a thing. I thought when I got locked up, after I'd get out, just being free, that would be, I guess, the key to finding contentness with who you are.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's weeks that I just don't want to do anything. There's days where you just contemplate your own life in general. Yeah. It's a wake-up call. It's a whole different reality that you have to set yourself to live.
What gets you up in the morning? What do you do to kind of get out of those kind of funks?
The biggest things that helped me, just realizing that you do have a second chance and people don't. Some people didn't get a second chance from this.
Have you seeked out any sources to like help you process this? Like,
I had a pretty rough time for a while, and I tried therapy. I don't know if it was the wrong therapist or what, but it just felt like a chore. It felt like just talking to somebody that can't really give you an insight that you haven't experienced or thought about on your own.
I think that myself,
I feel like it would be really interesting to see in like sort of like an interview, I guess, like therapy session with Dr. K. I was watching him 2 days ago. He was probably streaming today. I don't even know. I think he said he was doing an interview with somebody today. But I feel like that would be really interesting.
Probably my whole outlook on life would change after something like this happened to me. How has it affected your philosophies? Because to me, it seems like you've come out of this like a stronger person.
It definitely shaped who I am, and it wasn't about until like 3 to 4 years in before I kind of accepted my reality. I met a Buddhist in prison. He was in there ironically for murder, but he didn't kill anybody. I just studied a lot of different aspects and perspectives.
Wait, hold on, because I kind of let it slide, but ironically in there for murder, but he didn't kill anybody. Low-key W mans, because you can't incriminate the bro. But how does it, you know, like, obviously things happen, but like, what? I don't know, man.
I felt could, I guess, help me find peace with Buddhism, meditation,
That's fire, though.
even yoga. And I just kind of compiled that into something that allowed me to
just allegedly, you know what I mean? That's what they said he did. That's what they said he did. Did he do it? I don't know. Bullets don't have names, but hey, that's kind of crazy.
That's beautiful. I mean, for me, I had a lot of anxiety back in college, and like that pressure allowed me to discover peace for myself.
Absolutely.
But I also sometimes feel like if it weren't for like the tragedy or the anxiety that we have in our earlier life, like we may not ever be able to overcome that and become the stronger person. So I just feel like it's beautiful to hear that somebody who's had such a tragic experience can come out on the other end, finding the hope and the peace that you have. That's really beautiful to hear.
Yeah, one thing with society that I've noticed ever since I got out, everybody's very oriented on comparing themselves to others. It seems like anxiety's on a whole nother level, like you're not good enough.
Yes.
But a lot of people are just lost in the sauce, I guess you can say, and haven't been humble to a point where they realize what's really important and what's not, because tomorrow's not promised.
Have you had alcohol since the incident?
I've had alcohol. I've not gotten drunk. I don't like going out. I don't like drinking. I haven't done drugs in, I don't know, 10 years. I feel like staying sober is, that's what my life is going to be, because I wouldn't be happy if I were to get drunk or get messed up. It would just bring back a lot of anxiety or a lot of pain, just kind of disregarding what you did because of drinking.
What's one positive things you learned from that accident, if there's any?
I mean, everything has a consequence. So when you do something, even if you deem it small, you just gotta kind of take a step back if you're about to do something stupid and realize that, you know, you could not only be affecting yourself, but other people. I mean, that'd be
perspective.
Dumb. I was stupid. I was young. You know, I feel like you have a curtain in front of your head at that age. I was 19. A lot of people do rather. But speaking for myself, you don't think past tomorrow or the next week. You're just in the now. And you know,
That's
it was just
real.
like the whole college partying oriented lifestyle. I mean, the person I was back then, I was a child.
It sounds like you weren't even present in your own life.
I feel like a lot of people are in that type of predicament.
Yeah.
I work in law enforcement. I'm a police officer here in
Hey, he was the cop in the Odd One Out episode, and I literally named like everyone else, and they all commented on the video. Pretty much, it was so funny.
LA County. Usually 12 to 4 o'clock is when you get your drunk drivers. Certain crimes, we do have discretion in whether or not we're going to arrest someone. I don't exercise my discretion. For me, it's one of those things where it's like, you're lucky that I stopped you before.
Do you let them off?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I've probably let off 1 or 2 people.
I feel like it's better to give people that initiation shock of what you're doing. Letting them off, I mean, that's just, you know, it's downplaying, and it's not giving them that realization like, oh shit, I could just do this and get off.
No, yeah, and I totally agree. I mean, but, so everything's case by case, man, because I mean, you get those people that you genuinely, like, feel for, and, like, they're either going through something traumatic and they made a mistake, or you have those people that are just ignorant and they think that, okay,
That's understandable,
I
but
live
yeah,
5 minutes away,
probably.
like, this 5-minute drive isn't gonna like nothing's gonna happen in between that time, you know.
Me personally, I don't think there's a justification, right? It's kind of just comparing apples to oranges.
No, for sure.
Yeah,
but
I think it's something that, you know, obviously people shouldn't be let off for, but what he's saying is true. It's just, you know, obviously, like, you gotta take them in, bro. You have to. That's kind of just that's kind of an L man's moment, but who knows? He could have been a rookie cop. I don't know. He could have been that, you know, real nice. I don't know, bro. But
I mean,
I get what he means,
You
though.
just never know whose life you can save
Exactly.
by just, you know,
Yeah.
giving somebody that DUI and just kind of opening their mind. Yeah.
do you feel that the punishment fit the crime in a sense?
I've never even looked at it in that way. Just the overall incident itself, it's something that never will go away.
Oh, for sure.
That's kind of like,
Yeah.
How have you forgive yourself yet? If so, how long does it take you?
I mean, that's just like an everyday type of struggle. I don't really know when people ask, have you forgiven yourself? Like, it could have so many meanings. There's certain days where I wake up all right. There's other days where I wake up just, you know, feeling like you wanted to be one of the passengers instead of being the one alive.
That's horrible, bro.
I'd give you a hug right now if I could.
Appreciate it.
What up?
Okay, W man's for the hug, but still L man's for letting off, you know, drunk drivers. But man, this is a heavy video, bro. If there's anything you can take away from this, bro, just don't drive drunk or under any influence, really, but especially drunk. There's never a reason to, like, ever. Just don't do it, man. It's not worth it, your life or others.